Peace, 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 family. It is yours truly, King Amari, and Queen Amani.
Amari.
In the building, in the building. One more time for your mind. As my good brother Hakeem Roy said, one time for your mind. Yes, indeed. It's on once again, family. The weather is cold out there. We told you, man. I know I'm from New York, but hey, cold is cold. You understand me? So we had to come in here. We do our workout at home now. We shifted it. So see, no excuses, family, right? We talking about building character today, right? So we got to be people that don't make these excuses, man. We need to still make it happen, all right? So we get ready to dive in on today. The topic of discussion is building good character. And the artist that you hear in the background is Richard Raw. Richard Raw, you want to check our brother out? I say,
put my head and then I throw the OB. All white on till I'm holy. People thinking that they really know me. Say you speak the truth, you gotta show me. Wisdom coming straight from the woman. Tap you on your shoulder.
Hey, family. For everybody who is subscribed to our YouTube channel and followed us on Instagram for my queen and I, we want to say thank you all for subscribing as well, family. So today we're going to talk about building good character. Character will take you where your money can't. Character speaks for you. Okay. It's like the fruits of the spirit. As my queen and I, we said prior to coming on here, that's not a religious thing. Okay, that's a spiritual thing. We must understand that that's a character thing. Okay, so when it comes to being a person of good moral character, that is not restricted to, okay, a religion. Okay, and this is where some people who, when you transition from religiosity and you go into spirituality, some may hear a quotation for those who have relinquished, okay, a religious mentality. Some people, I noticed that that's the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? But understand that wisdom is not restricted to religion. Wisdom comes from the divine. Yeah. And that's how you know that our mindset has to transform, because when you understand that wisdom is divine consciousness, okay?
And there's a saying for that. I believe there's a saying that the Haitian people say, a dog has 4 legs, and all of those 4 legs are going to take them to where they're going. And as my king stated, you can grasp on to wisdom from different forms. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
We're not anti-Bible. There's wisdom in the Bible. There's wisdom in Buddha's. They say some things that make sense sometimes,
That's right.
There's wisdom in a whole bunch of spiritual systems, mm-hmm. But you have to know that it's wisdom and grasp a hold to that wisdom and live that wisdom.
Absolutely. And there's a prayer that, I pray, and here is the book I use all the time. This is the book I have been referring to a lot of you, because this book has helped me in my spiritual journey. Okay, not just an EFI journey, my spiritual journey. Okay, and in that prayer, okay, it's a verse in there in the prayer that states that we should be open-minded. So we have to open ourselves up to the divine, to the wisdom, of the divine, of the supreme creator. You understand? And once we learn moral principles and we apply those principles, it transforms our minds. Okay, and it's a prayer in here, the prayer from our hero Lofi song, prayer to Iya Osun. Okay, Iya Osun. And I'm just going to read a couple of verses from these prayers to Iya Osun to point some things out, because we're talking about building character today. So how do we do that? We do that by having a prayer life. Okay, prayer and meditation. But from my queen personal experience, we also know that once you get done praying, class, what you learned in class, okay, in your prayer, when you hear what you hear in your spirit, in your ear, during your prayers, okay, it's practicing time now.
Yes, you understand? You can pray for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, patience, all of that. But when you get up off your knees or from laying prostrate, it's time to put things in action. It's time to actually go out and, perform. As my king used to say, perform until something happens, right along with that praying.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that prayer is allow me to see the transformations of my consciousness. This is what contributes to good character, is a transforming of your mind, because you live the way you think. You act out your thoughts. Okay. So, and it says that reflect good character. Now I'm gonna read that again. Allow me to see the transformations of my consciousness that reflect good character, understanding, and love. Right? Or soon allow your symbols to transform and align my ori. Now, see, that's your mind. For those who don't know, that's your mind with your essence. So your bell awakens and enables me to see the truth. Okay, so our life must be built upon the truth.
Truth. Okay,
so your boat oars enable us to move through any challenge and thrust us into the happiness of life. It says, so your fan enables us to stay centered and cool. So now we're talking about people say, that person is a hothead. That and you listening to a brother who had to work on that. My queen, she had a revelation about me.
Yes.
You understand?
And I'm a hothead.
Somebody
got to be cool.
Clicking off safe and busting rounds out my mouth. You understand? Busting rounds, saying stuff, that unfortunately create, that creates the atmosphere for a contentious, atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? A atmosphere of violence.
Yes.
You understand? Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so we have to have temperance. Temperance enables us to refrain from saying and doing things that we shouldn't be saying or doing. Okay. And it says also, so that the compilation of your essence is elevated, so my ori is completely aligned with your greatest symbol. Check this out. Love. Your greatest symbol, love. Now, I know some of you who are familiar with the Bible, it says, that the greatest commandment is to love, right? Love. So see, this is the reason why I say that we should be open-minded, because sometimes when we pay attention to the teachings, we began to understand that these things are not religious. These things are spiritual, because as you just heard from the prayer to Iya Oshun, that love, the love, you understand? So love is like one of the fruits of the spirit. Love, humility, patience, gentleness, kindness, goodness. You understand what I'm saying? Our actions should reflect good character. A bad tree can't bring forth good fruit. A corrupt tree can't do that. Neither can, a good tree bring forth corrupt fruit. You know the tree by the fruit that it bears, the fruits of the spirit. So, being a righteous person, okay, being a person that cares about their fellow man, a person that's selfless, okay, in their actions. Queen?
No, well, you just took one of the words out of my mouth. Good character is synonymous with being righteous. If you want to take it, from different angles, be righteous. And as I began to ponder on good character this morning, it just was brought to my attention that good character produces divine favor.
And
like we say, okay, I got a raise on the job. I got promoted. I was seen as someone that was unique beyond everyone else. Why? Because my character, the character of the righteousness or the life I live began to shine. And men and women saw that I was a good person. Men and women saw my good works.
That's right.
And they began to elevate me. I used to say a prayer, let me have favor with God and with men. But in order to have this, I need to be a person of good character.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And there's also a verse that talked about a man that found a good thing, and then he got some favor. Why? Because the wife had good character, because she was a person of a righteousness, and a person of diligence, and a person of love, and a person of compassion. She had good character. The man, he got favor.
That's right. And so I'm going to go again in the prayer, because we believe in teaching African spirituality here. You know, spirituality, we go back to our roots, because we understand it is good for us. It is good for our soul. It gives us a healthy mind. It gives us a healthy spirit. And another prayer to Ialodi. Ialodi is a Yoruba word, and it's the queen mother, the mother of all mothers, you know, a nurturer, you know. And so in this prayer, it says, Ialsun, your sacred light is ever present in our life. We place our intent on love. We place our intent on doing good in the world, and we're naturally drawn to what we are to contribute. We place our intent on being fully present for our loved ones. We place our intent on being lighthearted and full-hearted. We place our intent on living in truth in authentic ways. We're the expression of Olodumare. That's the supreme creator. Okay, the divine creator of all things. You understand? You know, so with that being said, it's just like the verse says, you know, and I still subscribe to, you know, certain verses. Why? Because it's practical to our lives. It's applicable to our lives. You know, it's a verse that says you can feed the hungry. You know, you can be a great orator. You understand? You know, you can do all of these great works, but if you have not love,
right?
You know, you like a tingling blast, you know, a clinging cymbal. You understand what I'm saying? So love is the way. You know, if you know, are teaching people about their culture, and you're talking to people any kind of way, and I'm telling you this, family, because I was that guy. My wife would tell you, and I'm so grateful for a patient woman and a woman who loved me, because I wouldn't have woke up some days, and you know, after I ate, I probably wouldn't be here with you if this woman didn't have good character. So we practice this in this household, because I'm still here. I'm still here. You understand? You know, but you know, I think about that. I think about, you know, that we lay aside the weightier matters of life. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we focus so much on a person's actions, but it's what we say and what we do. Some people say, oh, it's not what you say. That's just not true. That's just not true, because you love in your word and your deeds, right? You know what I'm saying? So how do we get to this place of having this good character? Because a lot of us have not had an example of what we're discussing today in our own households, right? So a lot of us, we struggle with this because we don't see this in our community. All right. We don't see a lot of people making our communities more beautiful than it was before we inherited. Why? Because the absence of this type of teaching, the love, you understand? The love of unity, the love of family. Okay. So what will bring about this wholesome atmosphere into our families, into our communities is these type of teachings. Queen, you got anything to say?
No, I just see what Brother Michael put out there. There's nothing more valuable than a virtuous woman. And he said, perfect love casts out all sins. And that is true. I mean, to have good character is golden. To have good character sometimes is money in the bank, because character can take you some places that money cannot take you. You know, it can open some doors that, you know, that would have been closed to someone with good character. You realize that people who have bad character, a lot of times they can't do things that people with good character can do. You know, some of them they're banned from having guns. Some of them, they're banned from having this, and they're banned from having that, all because they displayed some behavior that was not, you know, appropriate. and it attached to their character.
Mm-hmm.
So
with that being said, we're going to close here, and I just want to encourage you guys to watch that movie, The Book of Eli, with Denzel Washington. And in that movie scene, you know, he said, I spent more time defending the book than living the book. You know, a lot of times we talk about love, we talk about coming together, but our actions is contrary to what we're professing or what we're trying to galvanize people to do. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. A lot of times people don't want to associate themselves with certain circle of people. It's because they don't feel the love. You're talking love, but your actions are not loving. How you talk to people is not loving. You understand? And nobody wants to associate themselves with somebody who talks to them in a condescending way. You know what I'm saying? You can't even have a disagreement without somebody getting into a quarrel. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. See, love is patient. Love is kind. You know, love doeth no ill to his neighbor. You understand what I'm saying? Good character enables us to refrain from having these type of dialogues with one another. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Because we got to focus on the inner man. So many of us, we talk about health, you know, physical health, but a lot of people don't talk about spiritual mental health.
You're sick in the head.
There we go, baby. You said it. Sick in the head. You understand what I'm saying? We're mentally ill. You understand? Spiritually, because of the content that we have been exposed to that has shaped our thinking. And again, you act out what you think. You understand? So we got to protect our hearts and our minds. For out of it flows the issues of life. You know what I'm saying? We got to ensure that we deposit the right things inside of us. You know, you understand? You know, so what we put inside of us, like the reason why my life transformed is because I'm putting this content in me. And not only that, I'm a practitioner of this. Okay, not only am I teaching you these things, but I have a queen who lives with me every day. You understand? You know, and she knows. Now listen, I was a very angry person. Okay, full of anger. Okay, you know, I didn't word things right. You understand what I'm saying? I said things in a disrespectful way because of my tone. I'm speaking to, you know, a grown person, you know, in a frustrated tone, in an angry tone, you know, and in turn, of course, the person that is the recipient of the way I'm speaking, they're not going to tolerate that. You know what I'm saying? They don't appreciate the way that I'm speaking to them. You understand? So I had to bring it down some octaves. Okay, but guess what? What happened was I had started getting a cool head, and so my tongue became cool. So in other words, I started becoming more temperate, and my speech became a reflection of what was going on internally. My actions and my reactions began to transform because my heart started transforming. I didn't recognize my heart was hard. You know why? Because when you got other people around you and they don't feel like nothing is wrong, they're not going to correct the error of your ways because they think the same way that you do. Well, we like to say, oh, he's just passionate. See, a lot of us, we hide behind this, oh, they're just passionate. No, we're just angry. We're just angry. And a lot of us, we have a problem with managing our anger and our stresses.
It's emotional intelligence.
You understand? And a lot of us don't know how to speak to one another. So we try to use this manipulation tool and use reverse psychology. And we try to make the other person feel like they're the ones with the problem, or they're weak, or they just can't take the truth. No, it's not that they just can't take the truth. What they just can't take is the way you're talking to them. Just because you don't agree with what somebody is saying or what they've done doesn't give you the right to speak to them in that type of way. You understand what I'm saying? And even with us teaching these type of teaching, spirituality, a lot of us, we attack our brothers and our sisters that are still incarcerated in a certain mindset, rather than teaching them lovingly out of that mindset and sharing information in a loving way. What we do is we mock them. We make fun of them. We do memes about them. And then we laugh and we think it's funny. Then we wonder why, they don't want to come into this so-called circle of love, this so-called circle of wisdom or knowledge and understanding. Our conduct is unbecoming of our profession of being people that are spiritual. Because consciousness simply means that you're aware of something. That don't make you spiritual because you're aware of something. We misconstrue the two. Those are two different things. You understand? So we got to start focusing on our inner man, our character, and we got to start disciplining ourselves. Even when you want to say something that comes to your mind, I'm telling you what I know. I come from the streets. Okay, I'm used to handling things with these and with my mouth. You say something to me, I'm gonna say it back. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I was immature. It was tit for tat. Okay, you know what I'm saying? If you call me an N-word, I'm gonna call you the C-word. You talk about my mama, I'm gonna talk about your mama. You understand what I'm saying? You call me a name, I'm gonna call you a name. You say you don't like me, well, I don't like you. You understand? And see, a lot of times us as adults, I'm gonna tell you something. We have a egotistical way of being grown. Okay, well, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell me how to dress. You don't tell me. And see, that's the problem. A lot of us, we're ego tripping. And one prayer to Baba Shango that I pray is to help me to face the truth even when I cannot bear it. And another portion is this, and I'm gonna read that to you, and I'm getting ready to close here. Okay, I promise you I'm getting ready to close here. Now, I definitely mean what I say when I promise you. Okay. It says, I surrender the negative behavior patterns perpetuated by my ego. My negative behavior patterns that's perpetuated by my ego.
You gotta surrender it.
We got to humble ourselves as adults because we feel like, well, I'm grown. Nobody tells me what to do. And, I could do what I want to do. You're absolutely right. You understand? But the truth of the matter is a lot of us, we are friendless, and a lot of us have bad social lives because of our arrogance, because we don't want to humble ourselves and we don't want to surrender these negative behavior patterns that's perpetuated by our ego. And then we get mad because people don't want to associate themselves with us because of our arrogant, and disrespectful ways. Right? You know what I'm saying? So one thing about spirituality, it causes you to face your. That's the difference. Spirituality ain't in there. There's no hiding behind no other being. No, you got to face yourself. This is self-mastery. You got to work on yourself. You can't keep blaming everybody else for the misconduct of your ways and the error of your ways. You have to do something about that. Now, we all know what happened to us, but now we got to work on deprogramming ourselves from those things that influences negative behavior patterns, which are perpetuated by our ego. All right? So we love you all. We thank you all for tuning in. Quinn, you got any last words, baby?
No, not at this time.
All right, family. So we thank everybody for tuning in. Brother Michael Neal, we thank you for tuning in. Brother Ahab, we thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all for your participation on today. And we are getting ready to get out of here. Remember, make sure you check us out on YouTube. Okay, please check us out on YouTube. Please check us out on IG, or you can follow us there on YouTube and on IG. Okay, family. So we love you all, and we pray that you all continue to have a blessed day. Peace.